3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Let's get to it! Snap into a Slim Jim! It is the Dennis and Andy show on a Monday. Wait, we got to reverse, get ourselves in the right. There we go.
That's better.
I don't feel proper when my head is on your body. So.
Oh.
I know Susie.
I know your head's way
that.
too small for this body.
I know Susie dreams about that.
Yes, having a very tiny head, yes.
Oh, she gets that with you.
Oh, man, it is a good thing she's not here right now.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking, so I saw the trailer for the new Sonic, the Hedgehog movie, the sequel.
Yeah.
And, you know, Sonic runs around. He doesn't wear clothes, right? He's just a blue fur thing. And then they introduced this female hedgehog in it as well. And then they introduced the bad guy hedgehog. And all I could think is they're not like Chewbacca with long flowing hair. It's really tight against their body. And I'm thinking, does Sonic the Hedgehog have a micro penis?
Wow. See, these are the things that you think about when you see trailers.
Well, you know, she's got, you know, that the hair that the female hedgehog had could cover her bits and pieces, no problem. But I mean, he must have something tiny under there for that little bit of hair to cover it. Just saying.
See, you're assuming that they're male and female. They could be genderless.
Whoa. Who would think that?
They're hedgehogs.
What is up? Let's get it. You know, it's Marcus. Hello. Stat Zero. Hello. He says, what? Yeah, I mean, those are things that, well, it's like when we saw King Kong versus Godzilla. I'm like, that King Kong got to be a female gorilla, because a gorilla that size, if it was a male, it'd be waving around down there.
Well, see, realize my wife used to play Sonic and everything like that. That was like one of her games back when the Genesis was out there and the Game Gear, and she would sit there and play it. You know, and all those years that she played it, I don't remember this conversation ever coming up.
Well, that's because you're literally talking to an intellectual right now.
Yes, because once again, if it's a fart joke or woman or man bits pieces, that's what Andy thinks about. And that's what apparently your intellectual property's at. That and superheroes.
Yeah. So anyhow, we are here today because on Saturday, we went to the old Rockhill, that's in South Carolina for people that don't know, Comicon, one-day show. Marcus Kellegrew, who is in the chat, showed up because he lives in North Carolina as well. So we got to meet him, have a nice conversation with him for the amount of time we were there. It was a truncated day. For those not in the know, a.k.a. Dennis, truncated means shortened day. Because Dennis had to be somewhere at a certain time. So Marcus was kind enough to chat as we were looking through stuff at the same time. We weren't available to do lunch or anything like that. But we thought we always like to come on and share with our adoring fans that's you all, what we bought from the show. So
That's
do we
right.
want to go? Do we want to go back and forth, or do you want to do all yours and me? How do you want to?
Let's go back and forth. It's always more fun.
You're up first.
All right.
Age before beauty and ladies first.
Well, I'll say I asked you guys last week because I am going to do a book and record recording this week. And I had said I've got a $6 Million Man, I've got a Star Trek, a Fantastic Four, and I rattled off a few. And of course, our happy public, the great viewers that you are, all said Spider-Man. And I was like, Spider-Man? That wasn't one of the options. This is not how options work. So I said, we're going to the show. So guess what I picked up? Mr.
Spider-Man.
Larry Allen, of course, I walked up and said, Larry, guess what? This is what my fans want this week. So I said, do you have one? He goes, I just picked one up a couple weeks ago. He goes, I think I brought it with. So while we were chatting, Robin, the dear she was, she went and pulled it out, and there it is, Spider-Man. So, and he even gave me a deal because I'm going to be doing it on the air. But yes, the Amazing Spider-Man book and record. This story is going to be, I'm going to do it live. I'm hoping to get around to it tomorrow and then do it. And then you guys can view and listen to it.
And if you don't catch it live, you could listen to it around 9 or 10 at night as a bedtime story.
That's right. And they're exciting.
Now, here's the question. Is that a reprint of a Spider-Man book, or was that made specifically for that book and record?
Don't know. I haven't even cracked it open yet.
Wow.
You somehow think, like, unlike Andy, who gets one or two books and then goes home, has nothing better to do, like draw First Man, he'll sit down and he'll read through it and he'll do research. Me, I got a bunch of books. I got a very limited time. We had company coming from out of town. I did nothing except get what I needed to get for this week. I haven't even cracked open any of these books yet because I am reading Joe, and I know he's not on right now. I'm almost halfway through the novel that I said I would read and give my feedback on.
All right. We'll let that slide.
Okay.
I guess I'll start with the most expensive book I bought, which wasn't that expensive. It was only $10, but it brought me back to my childhood, my youth. I used to have all 12 of these. I got rid of them. Now I don't even have the trade paperback, but hopefully a buddy of mine is going to be hooking me up with the trade. But I wanted the number one. The guy had it right out front. $10. First issue spectacular. Crisis on Infinite Earths by Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Dick Giordano. Had to get it just so I can say I have the number one again. But I do remember buying this when it first came out. I bought all 12. I haven't read this in years. I read it over the weekend. I told Dennis yesterday, man, that was a great start to what was a great 12-issue series. So that is one that I got.
That is a great series. I mean, it really is. You can never go wrong with that.
Nope.
Well, my second one, also a book and record. So maybe for next week, I got Captain America. Now, I know some of our viewers are older. Some of our viewers are mid-age, and some of them are younger. So just like in the video, I'll actually show some of the viewers, particularly if you younger ones watch it, this is what the record looks like. And they're in nice shape. I can't wait to actually sit down and play it. A great 45. The artwork, again,
Wait, that's not a CD?
This one at the store. What's that?
That's not a CD you're holding up?
That is not. There is nothing digital about. Oh, it still smells like good old vinyl.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So I got the Captain America one. I have decided I am probably going to go through. The more I get these, the more I really do enjoy them. I will probably start collecting like a whole bunch of these and just doing them. These are just good classic funds, things that I had as a kid back when record players were a thing.
That is also one that I happen to own as well.
See?
I own that and the Spider-Man one. Okay. staying with the trend. And when I say trend, I mean that Crisis was drawn by Mr. George Perez. I picked up issues 3, 4, and 5. Now 5 is down in the house of the new Teen Titans when they relaunched it in 1986. I already had issues 1 and 2, but for each one was $2, so that would be 6 because, like I said, I got 3, 4, and 5. But the guy gave them to me for $5 for all 3. So there you go. I got those. The first 5 issues is a story arc with Trigun, Raven's dad, going a little nutty crazy. Really nice George Perez artwork. So I got those. And real quick, because I couldn't hold it up, but staying in theme, Tales of the Teen Titans. This is issue 59. This was a whole 50 cents. And it reprints the 16-page new Teen Titans preview that they put out, and I believe DC Comics Presents before the actual #1 launched, by George Perez and Dick Giordano. So there you go.
Nice. Well, here's one that's a little bit different, a little bit odd.
A little bit country, a little bit rock and roll.
Which does not make it, but again, it's a book and story. The difference is on these, instead of being comic book art, they're actually still shots. So it's kind of like the old, if you guys remember the Star Wars storybook, it's got great pictures from it, but the record's a little bit different. I have to kind of go through it. So the record on this, notice it's a little different. See the little tiny hole in the middle? That's because it's a 33 1/3 versus a 45. So this, they've got different speeds, is the exact same as, say, the $6 Million Man, but notice the difference in size. So it's like a mini LP because it's a 33 1/3.
It's like you're the big one and I'm the smaller circle one.
Right. Just like that. So
it's like if you put the smaller one behind the bigger one, you can't see it. And when I stand behind you, because I'm small in stature.
Yeah, you wouldn't hide. Nobody would see you at all, Andy.
I just disappear.
This one I can't wait to actually do because as well. But I did say I would do the Spider-Man one if I got it, and I will, because I want to see hear the voice acting and what they've done in here. So very curious, because this one I've never heard, even when I was a kid. I never had this. Neither did any of my friends.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So that was it for my con haul, but we did go to a buddy of ours store, and I never did show what I got from there. So I know Dennis has more books, so I can stay with it. I got a Vigilante number 27 for $1. Joe Kubert cover. I know it's kind of hard to tell because it's basically a silhouette, but Joe Kubert covering the Vigilante. Love Joe stuff. Dennis Cowan interiors. So nice all around. $1 bill, yo.
I know, that is cool. And then the last one in the vein that I got like that, it's also a Star Wars one. Again, it's an LP. This one is shrink wrapped. This one hasn't even been opened yet. So I did let everybody know I am opening these in order to play them and do them. So there we go, right there. So I will be doing this one as well. I'm very excited for this one. I think this is the second one. Droid World, and I think they did an Ewok one as well.
Oh. See, we're bringing the love back. Going to the con made me miss my comics, says Marcus.
Yes.
We're bringing the love back. Not Love Shack, but love back, baby, love back.
So, by the way, those were all from Big Carl. Big Carl found those for me. And if you guys have never met Big Carl, he's over 7 foot tall. He's a big man with a big heart, and he was looking out for me because he knew I was collecting them. So as soon as I walked in, he said, I got a few books you might be interested in. Bam.
Big Carl makes Dennis look small.
I do. I am small compared to Carl.
Another one I got from our buddy store. I can't remember I think it was $5. What If Phoenix Had Not Died? The True Believers one, because the actual What If book is gone up in value. Even the True Believers one, he sold for $1 brand new. Oh no, cost me $5, and that's giving me my friend discount because we're pals. So it probably would have been a little more than that. Hard to believe these dumb True Believers are more than $1 now.
That is such a good story. I do have the originals, multiple copies of the original, because that, obviously, you guys know it's one of my favorites. And then this one I got from Jackson, who also brought something to the show for me, in case I didn't have it. It's X-Men 244. Now, you are all thinking, well, you already own this one. That is true. I do own X-Men 244. I own many copies of X-Men 244. However, guess what?
What?
This one is the Mark Jewelers inset. So this is not a high grade, but it is a Mark Jewelers copy. And that is a hard to get variant. When you open it up, you can see these inserts that are in it. Mark Jewelers got a select number of them. And so this is known as the Mark Jewelers variant. I've got a few other books with them. And no, I did not own a Mark Jewelers variant of the first appearance of Jubilee until now. So, Jackson.
But do you own any rings by Mark Jeweler?
I own rings, but I don't think any of them are from Mark Jeweler.
Oh. You should try that ad. See if it's still good. You should. Oh, you know what? Just do a Google search for the name of that company and see if it comes up.
Yep.
In fact, I have another window up. I'll do that. What's the name of the company?
Here. It's Mark Jeweler.
Well, spelled. Is it with a C? Is it with a K?
It is with a K. Mark, M-A-R-K, Jewelers with an S. They're in, at least they were.
Dude, they got a website.
Los Angeles, California. You know what? I could stop in and visit them when I go visit my son out in L.A.
They're, let's see. Here we are. Mark Jewelers. Here it is. Here it is. You could stop in. You could get your wife something a little nice. Wow.
I could, but they don't have weighted blankies.
Their store is, this store says, Wisconsin.
Oh, there's a Mark Jewelers in Wisconsin, but it's different.
Oh, that's the one that I went to. Oh, this is spelled with 2 L's. It's only spelled with 1, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it just 1 L?
Yep.
Oh, they got me. Hold on.
See, and it's got to be, it's LA, California. At least it was.
Wait, is it Mark or Marks?
M-A-R-K, Jewelers with an S. Mark
There's
Jewelers.
a Marks.
Yep. Nope.
Nope, that's not it. There's a Jewelers. I can't say that word. Mark, and who cares?
Anyway, so I bet
look
$30,
at that.
but that might be a trivia question.
Something else you have in common.
There it is. Yep, he's my oldest. He's actually out in Riverside, but it's right there by LA where we were when the earthquake hit. So I was there for the big earthquake a few years ago.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why you don't eat chili, Dennis.
I was eating a beignet, actually.
Oh. So I picked this up from our buddy Tracy, even though I have Spider-Man 300. I got this True Believers one. Yes, this goes for more than $1 now as well. I got it for $5 or $6, I believe. So just, I like it. So I got it. So there.
Yeah, and these are, I'll just show you these quick. These are just variant covers. Joe Gatsby Comics, and he always brings out, anytime that there's variants, because he knows I collect the variants. So he had a Hellions one that I don't think I had. And then there was a variant on the Trial of Magneto, variant on the Onslaught, Legends. So I wound up getting the Legends. And of course, I don't always get the Peach Momoko stuff, but I think he gave me that for, $1. So, I did pick up the Peach Momoko cover and then Excalibur. So I did wind up getting Excalibur variant as well. So I got a bunch of the variants for my ex-boys and girls.
Nice. Well, I've only got one left, and it was from our buddy Tracy, and the title just cracked me up, and it was something he had on his back wall, but he also got a collection in, and when Dennis was going through the collection, he had one in the collection that was in a little lesser condition than the one on the back wall. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles presents Mighty Mutant Animals, and I actually read it. Didn't take long. It's not very wordy. The art's kind of cute. I dug it. I thought it was kind of neat. And the one on his back wall was $10. I got this one for $5. So Dennis wants it, and he knows for $15 it's his. So
it was kind of funny. He goes, "Was that the one on the wall?" I'm like, "No." "Did you have one in your hand?" I'm like, "I don't know, not that I remember." And he went back and found it. So kudos on Andy. And then the last one I got, and I didn't even buy this one, Marcus, who's on the stream right now, gave me The Adventures of Captain Courage, one of the books that he did. So I know I'll be sitting down and kind of flipping through that.
And he also gave me one, but mine is inside the house next to my chair where I read my funny books.
Oh, well, anyway, thank you, Marcus. I will be sitting down and reading that. So it was a much smaller haul than what we normally do on our convention, but my fault, I had people coming from out of town, so we had a limited amount of time, but we still got what we needed to done, and as usual, it was a great convention.
It was very good.
Yep.
Oh, look, we're getting spam. I hope you have your YouTube open so you can bounce the spammer, Dennis.
Oh,
I can't do it. You need to go to YouTube and block that person.
Just like that.
Boom.
Wow, look at that. A spammer. We must have hit the big time, Andy. The spammers have found us.
The spammers are coming out.
So the next thing we did was Andy had seen a post from John Malin, and well, it's still, I can't wait to see it. Half a comic is still half a comic.
Half the size of an average penis is still half the size of a penis.
And Andy knows a lot about that. So yeah. So John Malin apparently had posted about this movie called Bloody Hell.
Yep.
And he highly recommended it and said, do not go on the internet. Don't read any spoilers. Just sit down and watch it. So Andy and I said, you know what we're going to have to do? We're going to have to watch it. So I made my wife sit down and watch it. She's hit or miss on horror or psycho thrillers and stuff. Sometimes she loves them. Sometimes she hates them. So I gave her no information other than to say, we're going to sit down and watch Bloody Hell.
That's right.
Yep. And I'm glad we did.
What About says it was good. It was good. I watched
surprisingly good.
Dennis started it maybe a half hour before me. I watched it. It's a tight hour 30. Basically, it's about this guy who, during a bank robbery, basically stops the robbery, but in doing so, because of his actions, a woman dies. One of the hostages dies. So he gets jail time after serving, I believe, 8 years in jail. He gets out. He decides to go to Finland. just to get away. He just wants to go someplace nobody's ever heard of him because his name's everywhere. I mean, he's actually looked at in the town, 'cause this was in California. He's looked at like a hero, you know. Yeah. What about says he got treated like a real hero would? Which, yeah, I mean, it's sad that woman died, but he didn't do it on purpose. So, anyhow, so he goes to Finland, and I don't know, how much spoilers do we want to give on this thing?
Just a little bit. I really don't want to give away a lot, other than the fact that the DA goes out of their way to prosecute him, basically calling him the reason for it. And you don't get to see his side of it until, later. And he's like, look, these weirdos came in there. They were ready to kill people. They were robbing the place. So I did what I needed to do. The public loved him for it because it was sad that the one girl died. And it's in the way that he wound up killing the bad guy, which was kind of funny. But that ultimately led to him killing the girl. But everybody looked at him as this hero, except for the really liberal DA who went out of his way to really prosecute him and make an example, and wound up doing it. And he goes to prison. I didn't understand the whole reasoning for the whole prison point, but they did. And it's great. So he goes to Finland. He's in an airport. Some guy walks over and says, yeah, those people are out to get you, because everybody starts recognizing him. And he doesn't want to be recognized. He's got his earbuds in, and he's just sitting there. And anyway, he makes it over, and we will say he does get ultimately kidnapped, and that's where it takes a turn for the worse.
Yes, he gets kidnapped by this family in Finland. He wakes up in their basement with just his jeans on, no shirt. He's chained, from the ceiling, or not chained, but tied with rope around his wrists. And we're just going to leave it at that, because it's a movie you need to see to believe. It's bloody hell. Do not watch the trailer. It's horror comedy, I guess, because it is funny.
I wouldn't even call it a horror movie. I mean, there is a small aspect to it. It's more of a psychedelic thriller type of a thing, more along the lines of A24 put one out called Midsummer, right, which was great. It's in that type of a vein of a genre.
Yeah. So what would you grade it on the CGC 1 to 10 scale?
This had some interesting quirks to it, and let's say the inner monologue is absolutely phenomenal. That's all I'm going to say on that. I love the camera editing. This is not a jump scare movie. I'm in your face, going to scare the hell out of you. It's just more of a slow build up, and then with the family and everything and how it gets put, the girlfriend and the whole 9 yards, how they put it together. I'm giving this one a solid 8.0. It is definitely a low-budget movie, but they got the most out of it. I enjoyed the writing, the characters. Like I said, the way they do the inner monologue. This is a must-see kind of a movie. I thought it was going to be mediocre at best. Nope. They nailed this one. This is solid.
Yeah, I go 8.0 as well. It is. It's short. It's an hour and a half, but it's one of those hour and a half where they trimmed out all the crap, all the fat. They got right to the point. Like Dennis said, the main character has inner monologue. We'll just leave it at that, which is really good. He's an actor I've never seen before, and I thought he was really good in general.
I didn't know any of the actors or actresses, which could be a good thing. Now, my wife, on the other hand, she probably would have gave it a 9.2 or a 9.4. She loved this movie.
Really?
And she was dying. Matter of fact, we called their son up out in California and said, have you seen this yet? Because he's a big A24 production studio fan. Or he's like, no, he goes, you need to see this because this is right up your vein. It was, yeah, she goes, this is way better than Uncharted. That's how much she liked it. Because Andy and I did go see Uncharted, which we'll be doing at a future date, a full review on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I can get on board with that, but anyhow.
Well, she loved it.
We just want to come on, tell you guys about the books we got, show you, because we like show and tell, the books we got at the con. That was, once again, Rockhill Comicon in Rock Hill, South Carolina. They'll be doing another one in the fall. They do it
Dave
twice
always
a year.
puts on a good show. I love it. It's in the hotel. It's nice and tight, kind of like that hour and 33-minute movie was. You can get in, find what you need, and leave, and you still got a good part of the day. It's a great show, Dave. Keep it up.
Yep, it's a very good show. And then we want to tell you about Bloody Hell. Thank you, John Malin, for that recommendation. Oh, look who's back in the chat.
Oh, he's back again. Yeah.
That's right.
Nice.
So we will be back on Wednesday. Wednesday, we have a special guest. It is Charlie's London, the creator, writer of the book, Charlie's London, that's on Indiegogo, in demand now. It's a biography graphic novel about Charlie Chaplin. I thought it was awesome. I'm a big Charlie Chaplin fan, so it was a great read, great artwork. She's a great person. Her screen name is obviously Charlie's London, and she'll be joining us at 5:00 on Wednesday. So
yeah, that ought to be fun. I got to meet her for the first time on your stream last week, so I can't wait to really talk to her. This will be great.
Yeah, and so we will see you guys then. So until next time, everybody take it easy. Go back my book, First Man 2 Learning Curve, 64 pages of superhero action and adventure and fun. And until Wednesday, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Yep. Bye-bye.